Hey there, Flo here, just getting last few things set up here. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention several streams ago I found myself Flo. I didn't really think he was totally lost, but I didn't know where he was for like over a week or so. But thankfully he's not lost. So today I'm just gonna, this stream I'm gonna just continue where I left off. Sort of, like I'm gonna actually do something different or new, but it's essentially where I left off. Still getting my stream set up though. I want to make sure all my chats are working. I can never really tell like which platforms are live. I guess I shouldn't say I can never tell, but it's not always obvious. But the chat will work even if the platform's not live, in most cases. Some pretty chaotic music going on there. Wait a minute, why is my Beam chat not popped out? That's weird. I don't think I had anybody drop by my stream last time or the time before, but I don't think I had my chat popped out. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I did. Let me check here. Okay. That one I should be able to keep open all the time because I don't think the URL changes between streams. I don't know why I didn't have it open before. It's weird. I really wish I could get Beam to work on the multi-streaming. Kind of disappointed with that. But, oh well. Maybe they'll get it ironed out in the future to the point where I can actually use it. Okay, I don't think I did all the chats necessarily, but there's some of them anyway. Okay, I'm assuming I'm probably not live on Kick anymore. This is weird. I'm not even streaming on Kick anymore because Aircast doesn't support it. Yeah, let me go check my Discord real quick. I don't think they've probably answered my question, but we'll just check here. Okay, so somebody did answer, and they suggested resetting my stream key. I guess I'll try that. I doubt that'll make any difference, but at least somebody answered. That's encouraging. Hate that I have to do this stupid email confirmation every time I do this thing. Again. Sorry, I just gotta try to get this up. It'd be awesome if I can get Kick going. I doubt it. Nope, made no difference as I expected. Oh well, I tried. It's annoying because I probably would get some viewers on Kick on occasion. It's where some of my friends went. So I like to stream there, just... Plus it's one of the major platforms, but... if it's not working, it's not working. Nothing I can do about it on my side. Alright, well, I did my best. Okay. So what I was planning to do today is to make some methylcellulose paste so that I can mix it with the PVA glue and get a little bit, I can stretch the PVA a little bit farther and it'll be a little bit more wet, so to speak, so that it is less likely to dry out while I'm using it. Or it's just, I don't know, it's just a little bit easier. So I need to see if I have my recipe information on here, because it's not something I've memorized. I don't do it often enough. I have no idea if it's on here or not. Probably not. Might be able to download it from somewhere. Yep, it's not on here, so let me check if I can get that online. There's a bunch of recipes, but I mean, I could just search for a recipe, but like I had one that was working for me in the past, and I don't know if every methylcellulose brand or stuff is different, but it's something that you kind of have to figure out for yourself, and I figured it out already, and so I just need to see if I can find out. I don't have a way to do that. I have to use this phone to get it online, so I don't have any way to grab that easily. So I'll just try to find one online and see if I can remember. It's pretty basic, I just don't remember. I have my recipe written down somewhere for this specific container because this is like a small container. I don't like to make large amounts of it at a time because it eventually gets mold in it every single time. Like, it takes months. I mean, I can keep it for months, but like last year, or the last time I actually used it was a year ago, so it had some mold in it. So I just washed this out, and I just don't do bookbinding often enough, so I end up throwing out a lot of this stuff. Thankfully, it's pretty cheap to mix up. I mean, I think I only use like maybe a teaspoon or something. I can't remember. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's annoying. I should probably, I guess it's okay to make a bigger batch of the methylcellulose, but I should probably make a smaller batch of the mixed ratio stuff, because I always end up throwing that out too, and that feels more wasteful. So let me see. I really wish I could find my recipe, but let me just search online. This has a recipe on here, but it's not for making methylcellulose paste. It's for making sizing for marbled paper. So I know that's not right. I wish I could just remember. Wow, that seems like a lot. So the first, I know that's not right. The first recipe that comes up says sprinkle 5 tablespoons of methylcellulose powder into 1 cup of very hot water. Oh, okay, and then it says add enough water to make 1 quart. Okay, I thought it was 5 tablespoons for 1 cup, and I know that would be way too much because it's very. It solidifies like crazy. It's like gelatin. So I wonder if I can. I mean, I could use that recipe. I would just have to like do some division on it to get it to a smaller amount. I guess I could ask AI to do the math for me. Okay. It's probably like a fourth, I would guess like a quarter of a, or just like, yeah, like half a teaspoon or something like that, quarter of a teaspoon, I don't know. So based on this recipe, if I only want 4 ounces, 4 liquid ounces of paste, how much powder do I mix with 4 ounce, with approximately 4 ounces of water? Uh, 5 tablespoons divided by 8, so let's see. So just under 2 teaspoons. That still doesn't seem right. I've never understood the stupid. Let's how about for a half cup? It's the same, okay. I guess that just does. That seems like a lot. 2 teaspoons. I don't know about that. Maybe it's like 1.5. I think I'll just thin it out a little bit. Even if that is correct, it just sounds like a lot to me for this small container. But I guess it's probably okay. If I had my recipe, I could confirm. I just don't know what it is. I can't remember. And I don't know where my teaspoons are. I have these little ones. I actually bought these. I don't remember why I bought these. Oh, I remember. Some other craft I was gonna experiment with, never did. At least not yet. Okay, let's see if I can find my goofy teaspoons. I didn't totally clean my desk between streams, but I sort of moved a few things around just so I have a little bit more room. I also got this light. This is the one I was looking for earlier. Found it. It's possible I just pushed my teaspoons up here somewhere. I don't know. the theme of my streams. I'm always looking for something, wasting a bunch of time looking for stuff. Interesting, I have another knife. I don't remember when I got that, but I have 3 of them. That's crazy. That's what happens when you kind of lose stuff and then you like, I don't know where it is, and you just buy another one. Or sometimes I buy things just when they're cheap and they're convenient, just because it's may as well have a couple extras sometimes. Okay, I see a spoon, but it's not the one I'm looking for. I have a bunch of teaspoons in the kitchen. I have one that's like designated for all my bookbinding stuff somewhere around here. I don't know where it is at the moment. Kind of want to get that knife out. Just it's kind of cool that I have another one. Okay. Yeah, who knows where it is. Let's go grab another one. It's probably on my desk or my table here somewhere, and just don't feel like searching for it right now. Yeah, here's my other one. They're almost the same, or maybe that is, it's not quite the same. Alright, I give up for now. I also got some water I can rinse my fingers if I work with glue again. At the rate I'm going, I probably won't even get that far though. I think methylcellulose is pretty safe. Like, you wouldn't want to just eat it or something, but I don't think it's toxic or anything. Okay, so 1.5 teaspoons. I guess I'll just grab a 1.5. Should just have a teaspoon with my bag here, and maybe I do. It doesn't look like it. It's got to be around here somewhere. Still seems like a lot to me, but I guess it's probably right. I am going to go a little bit under though, because it says 1 7/8, and I'm just going to do 1.5. So it just feels like a lot to me. Who knows, maybe I've done 2 before. Since I don't have my recipe, I can't remember it, then I really have no idea. Stuff smells weird. It almost smells like it has mold or something in it. It's just I don't know, it's a kind of a obnoxious smell to me. I don't really know how to describe it. But anyway, that's all it takes, and I'm not even sure it takes that much. And I'll just mix some water in there. It'd probably help to have distilled water to be less likely to get mold spores in there and stuff like that. But all right, let me go get some water. I could boil some water, but I don't know. I think if I mix it too hot, it's just going to take longer to set up probably. So I just use a popsicle stick to mix it usually. Be right back. I can fit more than a half cup in this little beaker thing, but I prefer not to mix more than I need to because I always end up throwing it out anyway. This is just that bag. If all I used that bag for was for paste, probably be a lifelong supply. But I also use it for marbled paper sizing, which is just the thick liquid that you float the inks on. And although I haven't done that for 10 years either, so probably is a lifetime supply here. So basically, to make it, you just mix it with hot water, and really it's better to use just a little bit of hot water to dissolve the powder, and then cold water because it needs to cool down to set. It's pretty much like Jello. Like if you put enough powder in there, it makes like a big block, just like Jello. That's why I don't want to have, that's why a good recipe is important, because you don't want it to be too thick. Although I have mixed it too thick before, and it still works okay, because you're like, even if it's almost like gelatin, you can just kind of take a chunk of it and still use it kind of like a paste. It still works. It's a little bit obnoxious to work with if it's too thick though. But I don't remember how long it takes to set up. It might take a couple hours, I don't remember. But the reason I wanted to do it just at the beginning of the stream is so that maybe later in the stream it'll be ready to use. Can already feel it thickening up a little bit. Kind of should keep stirring it too, like not constantly like I am now necessarily, but like don't let it sit too long, because it'll potentially kind of separate. Like a big old chunk of it will create a blob, like a big blob of jello in the middle, and then it won't mix very well, so you kind of have to keep it moving. I'll just mix it every once in a while. So now I have to figure out what I'm doing. I have 3 books that I could work on. I think I'll do this one, but it would be nice to figure out which book this cover is for. It might be this one. That's a pretty nice fit right there. Let's see if this piece fits here. Yeah, that looks like a match. I'm a little bit skeptical about this particular cover because it's crazy thick. I still can't think of that word. What's the word for like upholstery? What's the word I was trying to think of? This fabric is like really thick, made for like upholstery or outdoor, and we're like, yeah, pretty much upholstery. So it's really stiff, and I don't know what it's going to be like when I try to wrap it around the book, and it's going to be considerably thicker. So I think I will do this book right now since it's ready to go pretty much, but I'm gonna redo the measurements just in case. So I'm a little bit concerned that whatever measurements I used in the past might need a little update, especially based on the last book that I did on stream. I added that extra little bit, so it ended up being adding 0.6 to the total measurement, I think, which I need to make sure I wrote that down. So I want to keep a record of every little change that I make. Let me see here. Yeah, so I added way more, so it's like 0.6. Okay. And I might have to add even more to this one because of how thick the fabric is. Cut my fingernails so you don't have to look at my nasty long fingernails. Sometimes I don't even think about it. It's not because I like having long fingernails, I just forget. Okay. Looks like I picked a cover material for this one already too. It's annoying to me, like, because my computer's dead right now, I don't have a way to look at my documents. So I have this cover material number 130 on here, but I have no idea what number 130 is without looking at my computer. So I'm probably just gonna have to go through my fabrics all... Oh, wait a minute, never mind. We already have it here. I'm not even totally sure this is the right cover for this. And like, I have 2 other books that are halfway done, and it could be one of these too, if they're all kind of the same. Doesn't match that one quite as well. No, it's definitely not. It's not one of those, so it's got to be this one. So I'm guessing fabric number 130 is this one right here. I don't have any way to totally know for sure, but I mean, it looks like an okay match. I mean, this kind of tan color, brown, whatever, would match just about anything, so it should work fine. Now it's starting to get a little bit thick. Looks like it maybe didn't mix that well. I see some white cloudy stuff on the bottom. Might not have been as careful as I should have been to mix it earlier, I don't know. Just gotta keep mixing it until it's done. Okay. Let's try to actually get something done today. Something. So I'm gonna put these in place. So I guess that's the orientation they should be in. Like that. Which means I need to erase. I need to find that stupid click eraser. I don't know what happened to it. Of course. I'm pretty sure I put it away. Oh, here it is. Never mind. That was easy. That's what I was looking for last stream. Yay, another fake stupid spam follow thing. Yeah, it's so cool. I don't know why they do that. Like, I can't imagine anyone falling for that. I would feel very embarrassed for somebody if they actually thought that was a good idea. Okay. We got a little bit of overlap on the edges, so I'm going to trim those off, and then I need to sand these boards like I did last time. This is what I got this light for today, so I can shine it on my ruler and see what I'm doing. This one, I can't tell if it, I think it also has backing sheets, but I must have already trimmed them because it looks really nice. Okay, what's next? I think this cover is gonna, oh, I was gonna measure stuff. I think this cover is gonna be a major challenge because of that fabric. Looks like 2.9 on that side. And this side is like 1.9 basically. Okay. This is where, if I had this perfected equation, I could take the thickness of the cover material, where this is really going to matter because it's like probably over a millimeter thick, just the cover itself. I think I'm going to try something like that. Of course, when you have a really thin fabric, it's kind of hard to measure the thickness. But in this case, it's kind of like I need to add 4 cover thicknesses, because you have the cover material on this side, and then it wraps around to the back of here, and the same with this piece. So in reality, well, actually more like 6 times, because I have this on the back too. That's probably not a bad baseline, like 6 times the cover thickness, and then add some other kind of arbitrary amount to that. Like if maybe it's 6 times the cover plus some universal constant kind of a thing. Let me see if I can figure that out. I'll experiment with that kind of an equation on this book, and if it works, then I'll try it on 1 or 2 more books, and if it keeps working, then maybe that will give me my universal equation. So 3 thickness is about 3 millimeters, so each thickness of the fabric is about 1 millimeter, so that would be adding 6, which is what I added for the other one. So if the other one's 6, I bet I could figure this out. So 6 millimeters. The other one was using pretty standard cotton fabric, which I have this fabric right here. So if I fold this so that there's 6 thicknesses of this, I could probably figure out the difference between the two and come up with some kind of a baseline. So we got 2, 4, 6. Hey Beth, how are you doing? Okay, so the problem with fabric is you can squeeze it and make it thinner, so it's not like a super obvious thickness, but it's definitely thinner than the other one. So let me just kind of get it's about 2 millimeters for 6 on this, so doing great. Cool. Were you just live streaming or just kind of going around looking at the site? I'm gonna go for 1.5. I think it's more like 1.5 millimeters for this. So okay, so what we can do is, if this was 6, then we're adding 4.5 basically, because I added 6 last time, and thickness is 1.5 for 6. So basically my equation is 6 times fabric thickness plus 4.5 millimeters. That's my theoretical equation that might work for any kind of fabric, I think. Let me double check that. So for this really thick fabric, I would have 6 millimeters plus 4.5, so I'd be adding 10.5. Seems like a lot, but I think that's probably a fair number. Just got up, saw you streaming. Nice. Yeah, I'm actually kind of tired. It's almost 3 a.m. here. I shouldn't really be tired because I got up at like 6 p.m. but I don't know. I have a weird sleep pattern, and I'm always tired, so it's just the way it is. So this is methylcellulose paste right here that I'm mixing. It's kind of like cornstarch or gelatin. You put just a little bit in the water and it thickens almost to a gel, but I use it for mixing with this PVA glue, which I'm going to try that today. And I'm trying to do boring math to figure out the universal equation for my books. I sort of feel like I'm going to round that up to 5 instead of 4.5, so I need a fresh Post-it here. Okay. So thickness, what do you call this? Flap gap. That's kind of cool. Flap gap. Flap gap equals all 3 boards plus book block plus 6 times fabric thickness plus 5 millimeters. So this should be a kind of a universal constant or a universal equation, and not a constant but an equation. And I'll just make a note that average thin cotton is 1.5 millimeters for 6 times thickness. And then I'll write this on my spreadsheet with notes and stuff, so I don't have to like try to keep track of that Post-it. Okay. So I think that'll work. See, I don't know where that came from or what that's all about. Just get rid of that. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit tired right now, but I do have some pop here. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. I think that's probably gonna work. I might have to adjust it a little bit. Yeah, this is really thickening up. You can see it. I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but getting pretty thick. I could start using it probably a little bit later if I want. I obviously measured this very different from the last book too, because there was a much bigger gap on that last one, but should still be enough to make a healthy hinge on here. Yeah, my brain is not really working at full speed right now. It's kind of losing energy. I don't think I'd be able to sleep though if I tried. So I'll try to get something done here. I don't think I'll finish the whole cover though, seeing as it took so long last time. Okay, all that means I need to recalculate these gaps, and oh shoot, I need to do something similar with this. Shoot. Yep, I need to do an equation for the spine too. Oh, interesting. I did have... What? Wow, I actually... You probably can't read this, but I already had some of this figured out last time I worked on this book, Tiny Writing. I like to write tiny, but I actually wrote full flap equals 1.75, which is book block plus 3 boards plus 0.75, which is 6 fabrics. 0.75. It's a little subjective, but depending on how much you squeeze the fabric, you can get different numbers. So maybe I should go with this. Ironically, I think it's better to go with a thicker number than a smaller number. So, but even my measurement is different. I'm not convinced totally that this is the same situation here, but whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So I got 2.9, 1.9. I don't know. Let me see. Let's do the math here. See if it adds up. Oh yeah, I didn't get the same number. So I got 1.9 this time, and I had 1.75 last time. So let's do 1.9 plus 0.75. And we're gonna do plus 0.5. Yeah, this is all very different. It's crazy how I can actually measure the same thing more than once and get different results. That's kind of annoying. But I'm gonna err on the side of using the biggest number, so I think I should be safe. So we got 16, 21. Let's see. F equals 1.9 plus 0.75, 6 times fabric thickness plus 0.5 univ const, which is 3.15. Okay, that will document that, and I need to cross this junk out at the bottom. And then for the spine, I need to do something similar. So the spine, I had 2.9, which is actually pretty close to what I had here. Plus, okay, so in this case, it's only 4 fabric thicknesses because we don't have this on the back spine side. So, okay, so let's do that math. What's let's use AI or an online calculator, I guess. It's overkill to use AI. I've got a calculator on my PC here. Using my ancient laptop. So 0.75 divided by 6 times 4 is 0.5. Okay. This is a lot of dumb math, but I think this will be very useful. I definitely need a new post-it. That is going to be impossible to read. I'm just going to transfer all this over. Okay, so spine equals 2.9. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, 2.9 plus 0.5, which is for fabric, equals 3.4. Wait, I have a plus 0.1 here. Oh yeah, I definitely should have a plus something. I don't remember what I did in the past. Let me check my other one over here. Plus 0.2, okay. I guess plus 0.1 is probably enough. Equals 3.5. Flap equals 1.9 plus 0.75 plus 0.5. Okay, we're going to try those measurements. I hope they work. I'm tempted to add just kind of an arbitrary amount extra just to be safe, but I got to be able to trust my math at some point. I can adjust these universal constants at some point if I need to. All right, get rid of that one. This is my new Post-it. Okay, now that I have my new numbers, I need to get the spacers 3.15 and 3.5. I don't actually know if I have those sizes or not. Should put these in order at some point. Really want to get some metal spacers made. That would be awesome. Doesn't look like I have that size, but so I'll probably have to make that one. Got the 3.15. It'd be sick to have them like plasma cut to exact measurements and then laser engraved with the little labels on there. That would be super nice. And some way to sort them too would be cool. Okay. There, now they're all in order. You can tell that they're fairly accurate just because they look like they're in order. They should probably all be a little bit shorter than that too. Anyway, there's a couple more in here. Look at how fancy that is. These two look like they might be the same. Let's see, 2.6 and 2.6, yep. Okay. I accidentally made two of the same one, that's why there's two of those. So I need to make a 3.5. I didn't have one. Oh, wait, what are these over here? I can't remember. 3.8. 2.45. Looks like I need to trim this piece a little bit also. Whoa, now it's thick. Look at that slime. It's crazy thick. I bet it's gonna get too thick. I think I was right when my hunch was that that was too many teaspoons for that small amount of water. I think that's too thick, but it's still usable as long as it doesn't keep getting thicker. Like if it solidifies into a block, then it's definitely too thick, but I could also add a little bit of water to it and mix that in and probably be fine. Good enough. So I need to find more. Oh, here's another one over here for some reason. They're probably like spread out all over my desk. I might even have the one I'm wanting, but I'll just cut another one so it's not really worth hunting it down. Not sure I have a scrap big enough for that, but I probably do. Oh man, not ideal. Dropping everything here. Okay, as long as one side is straight, this should be good. It's a little bit too bright. Oh, I don't know if you're still here, Beth. I just noticed that you're hosting. It doesn't, those notifications don't show up on my chat thing, but thanks for that anyway. Okay, so what was it? 3.5. Okay. These are a pain. I need like a special place to hang these because they're just awkward. All right, let's see how accurate we got here. It's pretty spot on. Now this side is a little bit wider. Let me see. That's why I want to get these plasma cut, or cut by some CNC or some kind of machine, so they'd be perfectly accurate. Where did I put that sander? Pretty close. Probably close enough. Pretty good. Okay, this is 3.5. That took forever. All right, what's next? Got the measurements. Let's redo the markings on this cover. I hope I have enough extra, because I'm going to be pushing these out probably farther than they are currently. I usually leave, more than I need, so it should be okay. This song is kind of annoying. So yeah, I'm changing these dimensions quite a bit. Oh man, that's so thick. I'm gonna go put a little bit more water in there and try to mix that in, because it's crazy thick. I was pretty sure that amount of powder was too much. It seems like a very small amount of powder, but it completely solidifies that much water. So I'm going to throw in a little bit extra. And hope that that makes it a little bit more manageable. Problem is, if you add the water after it's already kind of solidified, it sort of just breaks up into little chunks instead of really mixing in well. So I'll have to, I don't know, I don't need to make a note. I was going to say I could make a note of that, but I think I already have my formula or recipe for that somewhere. It might just be one teaspoon for that whole thing. I don't know, or even less, really, probably. It's very thick. Even with that water I just added, it almost didn't make any difference. I'm gonna go add some more. It's crazy. That'll be pretty much full, which I was trying to avoid, mainly because I don't need that much, and it'll probably go bad before I use it all. I wouldn't be surprised if it's only like half a teaspoon for the amount that I made. This is crazy thick. Yeah, it's still thick. It's weird, when I put the water in there, it like raises up, but then when I mix it in, it's almost like it absorbs the water into nothing, because it feels like it's lower than it was before. Very strange. Of course, it's so thick that when I just pull this out, it like takes a ton of the stuff on the stick itself. It's crazy. That is insane. Jello. I don't even think it's reached its full potential. I think if I left it overnight, it would probably solidify even more. It's crazy. That is unbelievable that small amount of powder can thicken that much water. It's crazy. Oh, well, if I have to throw that out and do another batch, it's not that big of a deal. I think it's still usable, though. As long as it doesn't get thicker than that, I can still use it. But if it turns into a solid block, then it's going to be a bit too much. Okay, hopefully I got all those markings. I can barely see them. This pen doesn't seem to write very well. Alright. So now I need to sand these, I guess. I don't really enjoy this, but this is not the sanding I was talking about in the last stream about my least favorite step. This is not a big deal. But when I make these book blocks, I have to sand the edges of these, and that's kind of a pain. It's kind of satisfying when I'm done because it looks so nice and smooth, but the process of doing it is difficult because this can all flip and flop around, and so it's really hard to keep it perfectly straight. That's why I don't really like it. Oh, excuse me. That is so thick, it's ridiculous. Guess I could put some of it in another container and put more water in here, but I don't know. Whatever. Kind of brain dead. Not thinking straight right now. I think I'm rounding these corners a little bit more than I maybe should, but it's fine. Alright, that's good enough. Okay, what's next? guess I probably could finish this book technically. I'm a little bit concerned that even with all that math I did on the measurements, it might not be big enough, because this fabric is so thick. But I think I'll assume, just kind of do an experiment and hope that it works. Not really knowing one way or the other until I try it. If I wanted to be super thorough, I would add this to the thickness too, but it's just a piece of paper, so I think it's fine. I'll cut this at 7 centimeters. And as usual, I can't really assume that it's square. It doesn't even really look square to me. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do on this side. I guess I'll do something similar to what I did last time, but I need a different fabric because the need something that matches this. So either something blue like this or brown or black or something. I'm gonna go look through my fabrics real quick, see what I can find. Needs to be very thin though, otherwise this cover is already gonna be stupid thick. And actually what I did in the past with last time I worked with this kind of fabric, I actually cut this in half and added a connecting fabric, and I wonder if I should do that again on this one. It's gonna be so stiff. Either that or I could just sort of force it, fold it really harshly, but I don't know. It's gonna be crazy stiff here, but I guess I'll just try to fold it. I'll just hope for the best. I think it's gonna be a little bit problematic, but that's all right. I don't have the journal handy that that was the second one I mentioned last stream that I messed up too. The second one was the first time I ever used that furniture fabric. It was so thick that I had to improvise. And I should probably always improvise that way, but today I want to experiment with leaving it as is and see what happens. This one might work. It's not an exact match or anything, but it kind of also looks like ocean or something. So I think that could coordinate okay. Yeah, we'll just go for it. That's fine. Okay, so that's all the pieces, I think. Just have to assemble everything. It's so thick, it's ridiculous. So, I'm gonna mix the minimum amount that I can, pretty much, of this. Just enough for a couple projects, I guess. I need to go get a piece of cellophane or whatever cling wrap stuff. Okay, there's that, and then I need to mix some PVA into this. It's probably actually more methylcellulose than I should have mixed, but oh well. If I keep at this and I actually, make a bunch of books, then I'll use it, but my track record is not very good. I do like 1 or 2 books and then I stop working on bookbinding for a whole year, and so I just end up throwing out a lot of glue. So basically this mixture just makes glue that doesn't dry quite as fast and is a little bit wetter, I guess. So it's easier to spread before it dries, I guess, generally speaking. Depending on how I mixed it, I don't know how good of a mixture I did. It's not super sensitive. Generally speaking, as long as there's more than half PVA, like at least 60%, it's probably fine. But it doesn't need to be an exact formula. Okay, so that's good. I'm still going to use pure PVA for certain things. I don't know what, but certain things like that. When I fold these over the edges, I'll use pure PVA because it needs to be very sticky. But for the sticking these on there, I can probably get away with using this new mixture because they're bigger surface areas, and I think it'll be fine. You can see how, if you compare this to the last stream, you can see how much easier it is to brush this on. It just goes on a lot smoother, but unless you're actually doing it yourself and feeling it, it's kind of hard to make that distinction. But I could also get a bigger brush, but whatever, it's fine. Might be a little bit too much methylcellulose, but we'll see. Crazy how bad I am at like seeing things. I mean, I guess sometimes they're kind of covered, but usually right in front of my face and I still don't see it. That's kind of weird. We'll find out if this is straight, but the pattern here doesn't look like perfectly aligned with the edges, so I don't know if it'll line up with the book or not. have another roller that has a softer rubber thing on it. I don't know where it is. It's probably in my bag over there. I don't feel like digging it out, but I like it better sometimes. Okay, one more piece. I have no real confidence that these measurements are going to work, but I'm just kind of hoping. I can go a little bit thicker on this glue this time because the fabric is so thick that it's not going to like soak all the way through or anything like that. And I want to make sure it sticks. And wrapping these crazy thick fabric around this is going to be super challenging. I don't even really think this needs this reinforcement paper here at all, actually. I don't know. It's definitely not necessary. I could get a thinner piece of paper, probably. I think that would be a good idea, actually. Excuse me. The paper in this case isn't overly necessary at all. It's just more of a visual cohesive thing in this case. This will all be covered up in the spine of the book, so it's not incredibly important. And I think because this fabric is so stiff, I don't want to add my normal thicker paper and make it like almost impossible to flex. Might even rip this paper, it's pretty thin. See what happens here. Yeah, this paper isn't really... I think that actually stretched the paper when it got that wet. So I measured that fairly well, and then it's like too long here, but it's so thin that it's not going to matter. All right, next I guess we have to do the whole folding over operation, which is never that much fun, especially with this crazy thick stuff. Let's see, I don't know how this is going to work. All right, here goes. This is gonna suck. This book is gonna be kind of stupid. It's so thick. I don't know why I buy this kind of fabric. It makes for really durable and fancy looking covers, but it's so stinking thick that it's like, I always forget also that I have to cut or fold this stuff over, which is gonna make the spine even thicker, which might cause problems in the end. It might not wrap around with that extra bulk in the back, but we'll just try it anyway. One thing I've never really tried, but I could try in this case, is cutting off some of the area in the spine so it's not quite as bulky there. But I don't think I'm going to do it. I'll just do it the normal way. But that is something to consider. The only problem with that is it's so thick that it would cause like a weird pattern right here. This is also gonna, I don't remember what I've done in the past, but this is gonna make like a weird, very visible pattern on the end sheets, because this part will be much thicker here, and then it'll have an indentation there. I don't know. I don't remember what I did last time I used this fabric, but we'll just do it. I need to come up with better strategies for thick fabric like this. So this is where I'm going to use the 100% PVA because it needs to stick, otherwise it'll just lift off right away. Here goes the ultimate struggle. Getting this to stick is super annoying, I bet. But this is where the little bit of extra pressure and time will hopefully pay off. And just hold it there for maybe 20 seconds or something, and it should grab hold eventually. It just take a little bit longer than usual. It was nice music. I don't know what song this is, but it's mostly stuck. I don't know, it might pop off a little bit, but hopefully it'll stay in position. It just needs to stay on there long enough to where I get the book in there, because then once I get it under the book press, it'll definitely stay. Didn't really expect to finish this book. I guess it's not that bad because I didn't have to do the extra steps of ironing the pieces of the fabric together. That was already done, so that's why it went a little faster than the last one, even though I was incredibly slow and brain dead earlier. Oh man, it takes a lot of effort to push this stuff. Whew. It's a good workout. Okay, next, just gotta do the end. Really nervous about this one not fitting inside because the fabric is so thick, but I can't worry too much until it actually happens. Oh shoot, forgot to do the little slits. I think that's pretty necessary. That further complicates things because it's going to be even thicker where those little pieces are overlapping. Oh man, it's not sticking. Oh man, my arm is getting super tired. Crazy. That was difficult. Whew, that was hard. I hope it stays. I think it will. It's just, man, it took massive muscle power to get that to stay. Not that I have muscle power, but, you know, just more than the other books. Okay. One last thing here, and then I put that blue fabric on, which shouldn't be that hard, theoretically. Didn't leave much space there for that, but hopefully that'll be okay. If I complain about my thumbs being sore next week or tomorrow, and I forget why, somebody can remind me, oh yeah, you did bookbinding, that's why. Some gamers might have sore thumbs, but I get sore thumbs from bookbinding. Alright, that's pretty good. I just need to kind of watch it and make sure it doesn't pull up anywhere. Oh, now I have to figure out this blue piece of fabric here. Oh, I think this is the most physically challenging book I've done, at least in recent memory. Just got a little bit of glue on the corner of the other side there, but when it dries, it will look a little bit like a spot, but not too bad. Should be fine. Okay. Not the most amazing placement I've ever done, but it's kind of hard when it's so flimsy. Okay, I think that's on there okay. Let's trim a couple of these loose strings once it's all together. I'm not so sure about that though. I'm gonna have to re-glue this part once it's dry, because that just wants to kind of lift off there as I curve it. But if I had a sewing machine, I would just put a little thread around that too. That would probably look nice and stick better that way. But the thing I'm not so sure about is, with all that extra thickness, whether that's still going to actually fit around the book or not. Let's have to find out. I think I'll have to put some extra glue on the blue fabric once it's kind of set in there where it should be. It'll have a few little wrinkle bubble things possibly that I'll have to put some glue underneath. Probably should have done full PVA on that too, instead of the mixture. Okay, that's as good as I can get it for now, and then I have no clue what's going to happen when I try to get the book in there. This is going to be interesting. Should probably, in this case, do a test fit, just because I have no idea if it's going to fit. Looks actually pretty stinking good as far as the fitting goes. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, so that universal measurement, that calculation I did, I think it's going to prove to be pretty successful based on this test fit that I just did. I think this is going to be fantastic. Okay, let's get some of these. As far as full PVA or mixture, I don't know. I think I can get away with the mixture on this as long as I put enough on there. This is going to be a big mystery and hopefully a pleasant surprise when I open it up after it's all dried tomorrow or next day, whenever. One of those that I think will turn out okay, but it's not really for sure. Considering how long these covers take and all the sanding and all the cutting and everything, I think it takes longer than 10 hours to make a book. I've never timed it from start to finish because you have to like have a stopwatch and yeah, because I usually do several books at a time, and so I would have to like add up all the various steps. So I've never really bothered to do that, but man, it takes a long time. It's like it takes like 3 or 4 hours just for the cover. It's crazy. Once again though, this is looking great as far as the sizing goes. I think it's just awesome. That equation I'm hoping might work for every book, no matter how thick the cover is or how thin it is. Seems like a pretty good universal equation, so I won't have to like worry anymore, theoretically, because it's always just kind of a little bit of a stress not knowing exactly how wide to make everything and all that stuff. I think I might actually put piece of felt inside the cover, which I don't normally have to do, but because this has such a thickness variation, I want to make sure it gets pressed more evenly. I don't know if this will help or not. Alright, the other variable is because this cover is so crazy thick, the magnets might not be as effective. I'll have to make sure to really crease this area here once it's dry so it folds over nicely. But generally, I think it'll be okay. Turned out way better than the first one. This is only the second one I've done with this crazy thick fabric. The first one I did was a disaster. Alright, good luck getting this in a book press. Let's see. Actually, that wasn't bad. We'll see. I think there's going to be a few little issues where the fabric pulls off a tiny bit. Just because I don't know, just because it was hard. Something's not going to be quite right, but I think it'll turn out a lot better than I was hoping it might. So it's hard to be patient to wait like a full day before these dry, but it's always, you have to. Like if you don't, then it won't be dry and then it'll be a problem. So I have to wait at least a good 8 hours. Because it would be tempting to pull that one from the last stream out, but I want to make sure it gets fully dry before I do that. So I'll wait for a day or whatever. But that's cool. I did not really expect to finish that. That's very satisfying. Hopefully it turns out good. So finished 2 books in 1 day. That's pretty nice. I mean, I kind of started it yesterday or whatever, but at any rate, that's cool. I think I'm going to end the stream though. My hands are tired and I want to just sit down for a while. Just clean this up and call it good. I don't want to start on another book right now. Probably go to bed pretty soon. It's 5 a.m. Not that that's late for me, but for most people that would be crazy. But anyway, I'm going to head out. Thanks for joining me, anybody that's lurking or whatever. I will see y'all next time.